Hey my little sapphires, hope you're all well. Saber hopes you're well too, because obviously she's in the vlog. So back in May, I did a tweet basically saying that I'd be doing a Q&A and asked you guys to obviously put your questions there. I didn't answer all the questions in my last Q&A, so I thought I'd do a quick one just to answer everyone's questions and just get it done. Honestly, I can't believe it's taken me a month to do it. It's probably the longest it's taken me to do a Q&A. I'm just so busy. I've got so much happening. Like, I don't know if you can see, this is literally like, this is like my office, like, 'cause obviously like I'm working from home now, like everything to do with Nadia Sapphire is from home. So literally I've got like, you know, my board where basically I've got to remind myself to do. I've literally got like all my 8x10s all here, just loads of different ones. They're all just like ready to post out if people order them. Loads of different ones. If you want an 8x10, I'll put the details in the description how you can get a signed one and the prices of them all. And I'm going to be having new merch coming soon as well. I announced that on my Twitter. My Instagram has been disabled, third time. First 2 times Instagram apologised and said that they'd done it by mistake. Third time it's been disabled for almost 2 weeks. It's killing me, it's killing my business. I literally feel like a nobody. Not having Instagram is so weird. Like, I just feel like a nobody. So yeah, it is awful not having it. Hopefully I'll get it back soon. Fingers crossed, guys. So anyway, let's get into the Q&A. So Justin said, oh no, he's gonna say what country originally from. I think I heard that. I answered that in my last Q&A. Honestly, I'm awful, aren't I, guys? Right. AJ, what is something you did to keep yourself motivated during the lockdown, especially since wrestling requires athletes to be in the best shape possible? So this is AJ's tweets. Honestly, like, I just don't want to be editing all the tweets in. So I'm like, I'll just show you guys the tweets. It's easier, right? So, keeping motivated during the lockdown. The first lockdown, I lost weight. I was really motivated. I was walking all the time. I was doing home workouts. Second lockdown was awful. Obviously, it was winter time. My housemate had COVID and so did my brother. So we were isolating for 10 days. My mum had to obviously leave the home. So me and my housemate could isolate. I didn't catch it. And obviously, because of all that, I was stuck in the house for 10 days, couldn't see my family over Christmas time. Christmas Eve, obviously, I was on my own, isolating from my housemates, so it was horrible. Like, me and my housemate, like, we spent the 10 days isolation, like, majority of it we did spend together. But basically, after my second negative COVID test, she was like, oh, Nad, can we just stop spending time together now? Because basically, if I'd had a positive, we would have had to have started the 10-day isolation all over again, if that makes sense. So, like, say if, like, on day 10 I had a positive test, we would have had to have isolated for, like, another 10 days, if that makes sense. So, yeah, so Christmas Eve, like, literally, like, I broke because I think the day before Christmas Eve, I'd obviously given her space and was not isolating with her no more. And then, yeah, Christmas Eve, I just broke in the night. And then by Christmas Day, we were like, right, we'll just start mingling with each other again. Had a third negative test just before we got out of isolation, and yeah, negative. Immune. Anyway, so yeah, second time was awful. I couldn't stay in the best shape possible. I was such a pig. I was comfort eating takeaways all the time. I was walking the dogs lots, but I hated exercising in the house. Literally, like, my mother would have the heating on, or my housemate would have the heating on, and just work out in the living room was horrific, because, like, I'd be getting so hot and, like, angry, and oh, I hated it, honestly. Like, oh god, if they put us in another lockdown, which I've heard they might do, I'm not looking forward to it. Matty Hawk said, how did you get onto the British indie wrestling circuit? So, I started wrestling training at 14 years old. I made my debut at 16 years old with 4FW, which was a promotion I'd been training with at that time. And then, yeah, that was it. I did like a few other shows, and then when I was 18 I got injured. I tore my medial meniscus first. I had time off with that, then I came back and tore my ACL and lateral menisci in a training session. I obviously took about 3 or 4 years out for that then, because basically you have to wait, like with the NHS over here, you basically have to wait for them to give you a scan, then you get your MRI scan, then you have to wait for the results, and then you have to wait a year for surgery on the waiting list. So I was just waiting around for surgery for a year, and then it's 6 to 12 months recovery after surgery. And my knee is still awful now, because by that time I'd gone off wrestling and I had found partying, so I didn't do my rehab properly, and I'm paying for it now. Small of the story: if you ever tear your ACL or have a knee injury, make sure you do your rehab. I didn't, and literally years and years later I am paying for it, and there's so much like limited stuff which I find so hard to do in wrestling, and so many things that trigger my knee. I don't know like if you guys have seen on my Twitter, but yeah, recently my knee's been bad again. Possible like meniscus damage, cartilage damage, and then like my other physio said that he thinks I just like basically irritated the graft in my knee, so I don't know. But once again, limited to what I can do. And training wise, obviously I've been doing mainly upper body in the gym. I've just started doing back legs again last week, along with like my rehab stuff. But like things like spin and like yoga and stuff I'm not doing at the moment, which I was doing lots of. I can't overstretch my knee, because when I do overstretch it, it's like when you overstretch back your knee, like it literally feels like it turns inside out. It's such a horrible feeling, even though obviously I should be able to do it. Literally Nala is just chilling down there. If you don't know who Nala is, she is my hermaphrodite rescue dog. We rescued her from, we adopted her about 3 or 4 weeks ago from many tears. She is hermaphrodite. She's half boy, half girl. I've put her on my previous vlogs, so if you want to know more about her, check out my previous vlogs. Matthew James. If you were in a traditional Survivor Series elimination match, who would be your chosen teammates, and what would the team be called? Side question: who would be your chosen opponents on the other side? Plus, you're certainly amazing always. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Oh my god, so my team, right, if I could have like my dream team, I'd want like Trish Stratus on my team, I'd want Nikki Bella on my team, against us, I'd want Lita against us. I've always wanted to work Lita. So the people who I want to work will be on the opposite team. So let's say Lita, Toni Storm, Nadia, Sasha Banks and Bailey, because Bailey's a wicked face. Even though I want to work Charlotte Flair, I'll have Charlotte Flair on my team. My team be me, Trish, Charlotte Flair, Nikki Bella, and we need a fifth. God, I don't know about, can I have 4 on my team? That's no. A fifth, Mandy, oh my god, Mandy Rose, yeah. My team would be called Hot Toddy. No. Nadia Sapphire's Elite, something like that. I don't know, I clearly haven't given it much thought, have I? Right, Epic Sonic 14 said, if you own your own wrestling company, what would it be called and who would be on the roster? So I don't want to reveal too much, because if obviously we don't go into another lockdown, I do have plans to run a few cool shows, and I got a really cool name for it if I do that. But then obviously if we do go into a lockdown, that's clearly not going to happen. So yeah, you guys will obviously know when I decide to release it. Epic Sonic also said, if you could have your own wrestling company, what would it be called to be on your roster? Oh, sorry, you put it twice, sorry. Right, Cheap Heat Production said, when are you coming on the show? Right, oh my god, right, honestly, podcast. I get asked to do so many podcasts. And I know the people like who obviously have podcasts just do it for like love of it. So obviously like they potentially couldn't pay people to go on a podcast, but just where I am at the moment with my life, like I am really super busy. It's taken me a month to even film a YouTube video for my own channel. So to commit to someone else's podcast, especially where I'm not getting paid, is hard because I can't even commit that time to my own stuff. Like right now, like yeah, I have like personal training sessions. I like, you know, lesson shows are not busy, but I'm doing like a little bit of training on the side. But then like my actual life out of all that is really busy. OnlyFans is very busy. Obviously people say, oh, it's just taking pictures, but it's not. It's doing photo shoots, creating content, editing. It's engaging with your fans. Like I'll wake up to, like, you know, in the morning and say I'll have like 50-60 messages to reply to. I'll reply to them people, then within a few hours they've replied again, and it's back and forth. Like that is my job. Obviously making content for OnlyFans is my job, making content for YouTube is my job, making content for social media is my job. So it's so hard, like with podcasts at the moment. I will get around to doing people's podcasts at some point. Maybe if we do go into another lockdown, that might be a better time to ask me, as obviously I always like love doing a podcast and having a chat and everything, but just right now it's just hard. And obviously where we've got Nala, our new dog, as well, I'm trying to give her attention. She's not toilet trained and she's 1.5, so like when we can, like we're taking her for a few walks a day to get her into it and everything, and life's just busy. And then adding a social life on top of that and juggling like all your friends, like it's so busy. It's like going from one extreme to another. Like it's like from being in lockdown and having time. When I say having time, I was working 12-hour days during lockdown. Like I was really like, you know, doing like loads of stuff behind the scenes on my OnlyFans. But like, yeah, it's just like, it's just busy. It's like to like have to sit there and like do like a specific time for a podcast, like say an hour and a half, like set everything up. Like I could be using that time to make a YouTube video like I'm doing now. Like tonight I'm like, right, I've got a spare hour free, I'm going to do this video. I don't have much time to edit it, so I'm not going to put certain things in it, but I'm going to try and get it up as soon as possible. So tonight doing YouTube was my priority. LD Lander said, who are your favourite female wrestlers to watch AEW and WWE right now? So far, I'm loving Serena Deeb in AEW. She's amazing. And Britt Baker. I love Britt Baker because I love her character work. But I always like watch Serena Deeb and I'm always pausing there like, oh, that looks good. This looks good. Right now, I'm loving watching Charlotte Flair. I'm loving watching Toni Storm as well. So they're the people who I've currently got my eye on. Top Bob said, what was the best stink face you've ever given in a show, meaning where the opponent was taking it straight to the face? And then also, what do you think when you're giving the stink face and your opponent is trying to breathe and get out? So when I give the stink face, oh sorry Nala, oh my god, I just kneeled on you. Right, when I'm giving the stink face, I'm not necessarily thinking about what's happening to the opponent. It depends obviously what concept it's in. When I set a show, I'm just enjoying the crowd reaction, just thinking of that, listening to the ref to make sure he doesn't count me out, and just going from there. And just like, you know, it's part of the gimmick, it's part of the character, it's part of Nadia Sapphire. She literally wants to, like, you know, like make her opponent feel crap. She wants to humiliate her opponent. Obviously in a custom wrestling setting it's a bit different. Once again, like, you're just trying to get like the right camera angles and everything for your customer. So it just depends what setting the stink face is done in. It's done in a completely different setting to what it's done in a show. Like in a show it's more like a Rikishi style, humiliate your opponent, get a reaction off the crowd type of thing. So it's used more of like a wrestling move. But then obviously with custom wrestling, obviously people like that move because that's what they're into. So it depends how it's used. And best stink face given on the show, I don't watch them all back. Like, that's the thing, I don't know. Like, I don't know who's taken my stink face best. Who's taken my stink face best? Oh Carla, you've just farted. Right, I'd probably say someone like Kat Von Cage or Chardonnay is probably taking it best in a custom wrestling setting, as I've done it on them like a million times, like they're so used to it. Normal wrestling setting, oh god, I don't know, like I don't even know who I've Stinkface and who I haven't. You know what, I'm going to refer back to the time I Stinkface the ref. That video actually got 2.8 million views on YouTube. Crazy. I will link the video below if you guys want to see it. 2.8 million views the last time I looked anyway. So yeah, let's say he took it best because it's got the most views, so he clearly made it look amazing. Anyway, that's all my questions. I got Boomwall and I've literally taken 15 minutes. Like, I hope you guys are not bored by the end of this. If you like this, obviously give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for more content, and I will do another Q&A soon. Obviously make sure you are on my Twitter, because with my Twitter obviously you'll see when I'm going to do Q&As. And I've also got a free OnlyFans. I'll put the link down below. You got my premium OnlyFans, which has more raunchy content. My free OnlyFans is just basically an Instagram alternative, but it'll also give you a few sneak peeks of my premium OnlyFans, and will also give you opportunities to buy content as well from my, like, which I sell on my premium OnlyFans, but I'll sell it on my free OnlyFans too, if that makes sense. So I'll put the link below for that too. Anyway, take care, my little sapphires.